Class 37s. We love them. British engineering at the best. But when it comes to the model form, with the latest releases from Bachmann and now Accurascale, which one is the best out of the two? Today we're going to take a look at the Europheonix liveried Class 37s. Hello and welcome to Barnabas Junction. My name's Jason, and today, yes, we're going to be looking at two Class 37 models in the Europheonix livery. One by Bachmann, it was the DC Sound version. I've had it for some time. I've recently sent the Accurascale Class 37 sound fitted Andromeda by fellow friend YouTuber Craig at New Durham Junction. He's asked me to take a look at his model and do a comparison against my Bachmann model. So, down there on the bench, there they are ready. Let's take you down and let's have a look at both and see which one has some better features. So here in front of you are two Europheonix Class 37s. Obviously this lower one here is by Bachmann, and the upper one is the all-new Europheonix, or Rail Operations Group, as they're now being labelled up as Class 37s. This one is 37884, and this one is 37608. Now, before we start, those two locomotives do have different bodies to them anyway in real life, so we can't do comparisons on body as such. We can do comparisons on the look, the detail that should be on that particular locomotive, comparing it against each other, and ultimately which one, for the price and the quality, is the better one. And ultimately we also have a look at briefly the sound on these. Now we'll start off with the Bachmann. Now this one is mine. I've had this for quite some time. It's 37844. This one is different. It does have a different head on it, so we can't do a comparison of the exact same because they're different. But I've had this for quite some time now, and I've not really had any problems at all. The only problem I've come across with it is the sound is actually rather quiet. Unlike, I already know the Accurascales from what I've seen out on the circuit, the sound on those is very, very loud. Well, not too loud though. But I have to say, I was extremely pleased with this model when I got it, and I still am to this day. So top notch to Bachmann. They did an absolutely splendid job. The livery is crisp, the detail on the bogies, how it runs, the performance on it is absolutely top notch. I can't fault it whatsoever. It does have usual spring buffers. Coupling's not on that end, but it is on that end. I like to run mini locos on with one coupling on, but I haven't put any detailing pack on these. I quite often don't bother even putting the detailing pack on. It's my fat fingers. I do struggle with them a bit. But this is a good model. A little bit dusty. It's been out on the shelf for a while, but doesn't affect. It's self-weathering basically. But as I said, this is got the Europheonix branding on it as well as the livery. Now the Accurascale one, more up to date to this day and age, they've actually done away with the Europheonix, I think now. So I'll place this one down and I'll just grab the Accurascale one so you can see the actual differences. So there we go. As you can see, this one now says Rail Operations Group. This is Andromeda, but let's just do. Just putting them side by side, I can see some differences, minor differences. I'll bring you in for a close look in a moment so I can discuss these differences. But overall, I think the livery is very much spot on identical. Done a great job between the two. Silver is a little bit more shiny, a bit more crisper. The red is a bit more deeper than the Accurascale one. But I'll bring you in for a closer look very shortly. Overall, I think there's hardly any differences. Oh, also, the springs on the Bachmann one, they're black, but on the Accurascale one, they're red, as you can see just above you. Well, I think overall, it's very hard to do an actual comparison between the two. I say, I've never actually had any problems with this at all, but touch wood, I never will. So what I'll do is I'll get them both on the desk and we'll go close up and have a visual comparison right close up. Right, there we go. That is now, this is Accurascale and this is the Bachmann. So you can see clearly there the two front ends, they are different, so we can't really do a comparison as such because they're not identical, but I can say that this seems to have a more of a square front end on this, flusher, flatter. This is slightly tilted forward, whether that's the same on the actual locomotive. You might notice also mine is missing a buffer. I do have it, it's just it's fell off and I've not put it back on. Overall, I do like both locomotives. I think they are both absolutely gorgeous locomotives. Accurascale, we've gone that little bit extra mile with some finer detail, but the Bachmann ones are not to be sniffed at. Definitely not. So I'll just take you round so we get some comparisons between certain things. Like you can have a look at the grille here. You can see virtually no difference at all. Maybe that one's a little bit blacker. Remember, this one has been out on the shelves a while, so it's got a bit of grayness from dust and things like that, so things might look a little bit lighter. Just moving it forward so you can get a comparison of the two logos. Yes, definitely this one is a much darker red. And also I noticed, I don't know if it's different between the actual locomotive, this portal above this vent is flush on the Accurascale model and is slightly smaller in comparison to the Bachmann one, which is actually sticks out a little bit and is a little bit bigger. Overall, again, we can look at the grills. These are a lot more prominent on the Accurascale one, unlike these ones. These do look very much like they're printed on, but I think they are part of the moulding. Yes, they are part of the moulding. So you can see it's a lot more crisper. Stands out a bit more. And obviously I mentioned about the bogies on the Bachmann one don't have the springs red, but on the Accurascale one you can clearly see them there. They are. Now, something I've noticed, and this is the first time I've actually had this locomotive out of the box of Craig's. Now I have had this issue with some of my class 57s, Bachmann 57s, but not with this one. It's the grille on top of the fan. Now you can see that's actually part of the moulding. It is flush, and it's not raised in any way. But the one that Craig sent, I've just noticed that. So Craig, if you are watching, just to make you aware, the grille on the roof is loose. Nothing to do with me, and I'll leave that for you to deal with. Is that something that many others have had an issue with? Let's do a side-by-side comparison of the fans anyway. Now, it looks like the meshing on the Accurascale one is a lot finer, so you can see more through. You can see the fans. You can see the fans are actually different as well. Whether they're different between the different actual separate locomotives, I'm not sure. Maybe they are. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Are fans different between each 37 models or versions? Have they been redesigned over the years between this one and this one? I'm not sure. Look at the opposite end. You'll also notice that the buffers on the Accurascale one, I think that's standard. Yeah, the standard, the silver on that one. Now Craig has put the plough on the front of this one, and I do admit it does look absolutely bee's knees with the ploughs on, so maybe that's something I should do with my Bachmann one. Differences are in fans, horns as well. We've got high intensity light then instead on the front of that, but on the Bachmann one we've got the dual horns, something that may have been changed in the years, primarily probably because the different lights. So this could be locomotive type version differences, because this see the flat end, this has got the ridge front. I'm no expert on knowing the differences between that and what bullheaded. I think bull nose one. I don't know, but please you tell me if anyone knows. Feel free to drop me an essay in the bottom of the differences between Class 37 versions. Yeah, I do think it's absolutely lovely. Just taking a closer look at the Bachmann one. Oh, just move that one out of the way so you can see a bit better. Just looking at the glazing. The Accurascale one does have cab detail. That one I can, internal cab detail, that I can tell you about. So if we can go in a bit closer. So it does have the dash, as you might be able to see just there. Now that dash does light up as well, I believe. Unlike the Bachmann model, which does have some detail but limited detail. If I can get it to focus, there we go. It does have limited detail and the dash doesn't light up. But one thing I have noticed, and that is it's more prominent if I move it this way around, the Bachmann one does come, if I can get him to, there he is, Joe Bloggs is in there. It does come with a driver fitted. Accurascale have been asked, and if they do, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing I will say is the glazing on that model is a lot nicer than the Bachmann glazing. Yes, definitely, that's more of a flush fit. That's got, you can see the roundness of the glass in especially that middle one. Yes. So just a quick analysis that Craig's asked me to do. Thanks, Craig, for sending this over. I know I've had it a while actually, and I've been meaning to get it done. But they're both beautiful models, and I hope you'll agree. 37s, everyone needs a 37. British engineering at the best. So I hope you enjoyed this. Bit of a comparison between the Bachmann and the Accurascale 37. Both of them excellent models, and hope you enjoy yours too. Until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.